transfers that were being made at the teen lab here in the library. Some of these were homeschool parents that were not aware that this was even done. And then also, my concern grew out of the part that the teen lab was also used for teens from 11 through 19 years of age. So I'm just going to turn it over to the moms that responded. One of them, who I can't remember, Star, what she represented, but one was a homeschool mom, a private school mom, and a public school mom who used the library quite a bit, and especially the homeschool moms. So I'm going to introduce Jessie, and I think she just had a few minutes that she wanted to address the board and give her concerns, and then we'll just pass it on.
And Star wasn't available to be here today. She was sick. So thank you for the opportunity to meet with all of you today and hear our concerns regarding gender ideology being promoted to children while at the library. I'm sorry, but everyone was misinformed. We weren't here to talk about banning books. That wasn't why we're here. We appreciate all the hard work that you do in trying to meet the needs of our diverse community, and we understand this is a difficult task. My name is Jessie. I was born and raised on a farm and ranch along the High Line. I've lived in Montana all my life except to attend college and work a few years as an RN out of state. I've lived in Billings now for 17 years, worked as an RN. Now I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom, and I homeschool my 4 kids. I only include this information to make it clear that I'm just a mom in the community expressing some concerns. I reached out to the homeschool community in Yellowstone County, and I asked them if they had any thoughts or concerns regarding gender ideology being presented to children, specifically to children, either blatantly or quietly in a subtle, persistent manner at the Billings Public Library. And I'll read just some of the comments in a moment. I have 28 different moms that responded, but I'll just read a few of them, and then I have some comments. Without taking up too much of your time, I want to try to explain why we as parents are concerned about gender ideology being promoted to children. We believe every single person has worth, has value, and needs love and support. I'm not going to talk about health issues that we feel happen with gender ideology, but we do have one handout from the American Academy of Pediatrics that we brought. All of these gender ideology terms have originators, and it's extremely important to understand where the terms that we're using come from. One of them that everyone really should research is Alfred Kinsey. He's the father of sexual revolution. He conducted research into human sexuality and gender identity. He set out to prove that children are sexual from birth, and that promiscuous sexual behaviors of all kinds are prevalent in a society among all ages and therefore normal and healthy. He believed his research would change all of the gender and sexual norms of society, and it absolutely has. He and other men sexually abused children as young as a few months old to obtain their so-called research. I'm not going to go into detail because my kids are here, but I strongly suggest that you research this. His research has provided the foundation and the rationale for today's push for children of all ages to be provided materials promoting sexual knowledge and sexual pleasure. And today, if you're arguing that kids should have this right to have books that provide this information that pertain to sexuality and gender, this philosophy stems from Alfred Kinsey. Another one is John Money. He's an influential sexologist and founder of Gender Identity Clinic at Johns Hopkins University. David Reimer was born a twin, suffered a botched circumcision, so Money encouraged his parents to allow him to provide gender reassignment treatments to David. Behind closed doors for many years, Money sexually abused the twin boys during his treatments. According to KinseyInstitute.org, Money formulated, defined, and coined the term gender role and later expanded it to gender identity role. His research heavily influenced the field of gender identity, yet the facts of the outcomes of these twins is not widely shared in academia. One twin died by committing suicide by a firearm, another died by overdosing on antidepressants after suffering from depression and schizophrenia. Money is still held in high esteem by many who promote and teach gender ideology. Last one, Volkmar Segush. He's a German sexologist and physician, influential also in the sexual revolution. He coined the term cissexual in a 1991 publication, and that has morphed into the term that is used today for cisgender. To save time, and my kids are in the room, I made a copy of his very pedophilic statements to provide to you instead of reading them, but they are important people to know about. Those who promote gender ideology are promoting theories for kids, are promoting theories and an ideology that are formulated by men such as Money, Kinsey, and Segush. Parents are speaking up because we care, and we see the destruction and havoc it's causing families across this nation and here in our community. An example of a book I have found at the Billings Public Library is call It Feels Good to Be Yourself by Teresa Thorne. It's a brightly colored picture book. Some of the lines from the book are, she's a transgender girl. That means when she was born, everyone thought she was a boy. Until she grew a little older, old enough to tell everyone she's actually a girl. Girl is Ruthie's gender identity. This is Ruthie's brother, Xavier. Xavier is a cisgender boy. Non-binary is a helpful word that can describe a kid who doesn't feel exactly like a boy or a girl, and it goes on from there. I'm not calling to ban the book, I'm just reading from a book that's available. We as parents do not think kids need to continually be asked to think of their sexual or their gender identity. Their brains are not fully developed till their mid-20s and are not able to make sense of these sexualized topics. They should not be asked to do this in a library setting. The power of suggestion and also